Kings. Today, I want to dive into one of the most misunderstood forms of masculine wisdom: the discipline of stepping back and letting life teach the lesson. See, not every fall is yours to prevent. Not every collapse is yours to cushion. Not every person is yours to save. Some of you are hurting because you keep inserting yourself into lives that don't want your leadership. You keep trying to catch people who are committed to falling. This episode is about non-interference, self-governance, and the philosophy of letting people be right about themselves. Let's unpack that. The law of natural consequence. Life has a curriculum. Life has a syllabus. Life has a grading system. And when someone chooses a path, when someone declares a belief, when someone insists on a direction, your job is not to interfere. Your job is to observe. When these women say, I don't need a man, I don't need guidance, I don't need structure, I don't need partnership, Kings, let them be right. Not out of spite, not out of ego, but out of respect. Respect for their stated reality. Because the moment you try to prove otherwise, you become responsible for a life that doesn't want your leadership. This is the foundation of self-preservation. Protecting your energy from places that reject your presence. Now let's get something straight. Non-interference is not coldness, it's clarity. It's the ability to let people walk the path they insist on walking. See, this discipline protects three pillars: your energy, so you stop pouring into chaos; your dignity, you stop offering your value where it's not recognized; your governance, you stop chasing validation outside your kingdom. A king doesn't force his presence. He allows his absence to speak. Your absence is a message. Your silence is a boundary. Your distance is a declaration. Men get hurt not because they're weak, but because they're over-invested in proving they're strong. You see someone spiraling. You see someone choosing chaos. You see someone rejecting stability while craving attention. And you think, I can fix it. I can help. I can catch them. But Kings, some people aren't falling by accident. They're falling by identity. They're falling by habit. They're falling by belief. And if you jump in after them, you don't rescue them. You join them. Your strength becomes their cushion. Your presence becomes their excuse. Your effort becomes their escape from accountability. That's not leadership. That's interference. Let people be right about themselves. When someone declares who they are, believe them. If someone says they don't need you, don't audition for the role. If someone says they don't want structure, don't offer stability. If someone says they don't want partnership, don't volunteer for commitment. Your job is not to contradict people's declarations. Your job is actually to honor them. Because when you try to prove you're the exception, you become the example. Let people be right about themselves. Let their choices be their teachers. Let their path be their proof. I want to talk about the philosophy of the fall, because every fall has a purpose. Every collapse has a lesson. Every descent has a revelation. Some people need to hit the ground to understand gravity. Some people need to lose stability to appreciate structure. Some people need to feel the consequences to recognize the value of guidance. When you interrupt the fall, you interrupt the lesson. When you cushion the impact, you cushion the growth. When you catch someone who refuses to stand, you become responsible for their refusal. This is why kings practice non-interference, not out of cruelty, but out of respect for the curriculum of life. So let's move on to the king's boundary. Because the king's boundary is simple. If you don't want my presence, you don't get my effort. You don't chase, you don't convince, and you don't negotiate your worth. You simply step back. Because your value is not proven through pursuit. Your value is proven through alignment. A king doesn't fight for a seat at a table he didn't pull out. A king doesn't beg for a role he didn't audition for. A king doesn't interrupt the fall he didn't cause. See, there's a price. Yes, interference has a price. When you get in people's way, you lose time, you lose energy, you lose clarity, you lose peace. You become the emotional EMT for people who refuse to stop injuring themselves. You become the safety net for people who refuse to stop jumping. You become the therapist for people who refuse to stop repeating the same cycles. Kings, your crown is too heavy for that. There's power in letting go. Letting go is not a weakness. Letting go is a wisdom. Letting go is saying, I honor your choices enough to let you experience them. Letting go is saying, I respect your independence enough to let you walk it out. Let it go is saying, I value my peace enough to protect it from your chaos. This is self-governance. This is masculine maturity. This is intentional kingship. Kings, here's the practice. Hear the statement. Accept the statement. Step back from the statement. Let life reinforce the statement. You don't argue. You don't chase. You don't convince. You don't negotiate your worth. You simply disengage. Not out of anger, but out of alignment. See, your absence is a teacher. Your absence reveals who valued you, who used you, who respected you, who depended on you, who misunderstood you, and who took you for granted. Your absence clarifies what your presence concealed. This is why kings don't force themselves into spaces that don't honor them. Your absence is a mirror. Your absence is a measurement. Your absence is a message. King, like I said before, your crown is already heavy. Your mission is already demanding. Your purpose is already weighty. Stop picking up people who insist on falling. Stop interrupting lessons that life is trying to teach them. Stop volunteering to be the net beneath someone who's committed to the ground. Your strength is not for saving everyone. Your presence is not for proving yourself. Your value is not for convincing the unwilling. Let people fall. Let life teach. Let your absence speak louder than your effort. Fellas, that's the philosophy. Stop getting in people's way. Stop interrupting their lessons. Stop trying to prove you're the one who can catch them. Your mission requires clarity. Your purpose requires discipline. Your peace requires boundaries. Let people be right about themselves. Let their choices be their teachers. Let their path be their proof. That's masculine philosophy. That's intentional kingship. That's anatomy of a king. And remember, what you don't change, you choose. And this change can't afford excuses. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.